again, and welcome back to Kentucky Route Zero. We had just finished poking around the Bureau of Imagined Spaces, especially Floor 3, mostly Floor 3. And so we should be ready to leave the Inside-Outside Bureau and get back on the Zero itself at this point. Let's see if it remembers. Bureau of Reclaimed Spaces. I'm not sure why I said imagined. I think we found a book that said it was about imagined architecture, and I'm getting it confused. My apologies. Act 2, Scene 1. The Bureau of Reclaimed Spaces. Correctly named. All right. Now that's weird. I actually wonder if it didn't remember our progress in the Bureau, as I should be able to interact with the truck. If it had, let me go ring the bell and see if I've made a mistake here. Once again with my checkpointing. So yeah, I might not have actually gone far enough to have it save for us, which is hugely unfortunate. I'm so sorry. I will try to quickly get us back to where we were. What a shame. So you will be able to see much of this during the last session. I'll try to run through and won't, narrate the things here. 1 second. Oh, good. It did remember some of it. That's perfect. Lula said you could direct us to the church. Let's do this instead. Last time we had Shannon be a little antagonistic. But this time, we'll be straight with them. All right. Oh, sure, the old storage lot. Just get back on the Zero and drive until you hit the crystal, then turn around. It'll make sense once you get on the road. You can handle it. I'm so glad it did remember. So sorry for the false alarm. Okay. Now the truck is interactable. Let's do it. Whew. All right. They move on. Okay. So this is the Zero. So go until you hit the crystal, and then turn around. Let's try it. The jaws, that's interesting. The scarecrow, huh. Now nothing. The scarecrow again. Interesting. Okay, bat wings. Cactus. Lightning bolt. Sandwich. Oh, it's made out of a brick. Interesting. Interesting filling. The icosahedron. Cathode ray. Bottle. We've definitely seen the bottle in some of those documents we found. The TV. Pipe organ. Crystal. Turn around. Okay. Self-storage. I guess that's what we're looking for. Hello there in the chat. So nice to see you. Good morning, good morning. Welcome to Act 2, Scene 2. St. Thomas Church. Pardon my glass as I sip there. I hit the microphone with it. Okay. Shannon? Is that it over there? I don't see any congregation. Oh, maybe it's after hours. Let's see what the janitor knows, I guess. Okay, Shannon? Certainly. Pardon me. Can I help you scrub? No? Maybe just some questions then. Brandon. Oh, here for the night mass? What kind of mass is it? Well, tonight it's a homily on work and need. Huh. I haven't heard this one before. And, where is the congregation? Well, I guess this must look pretty strange. A church without a congregation. 1 second, so sorry. Alright. When they first moved in here, man, this place was packed. They had a mass every night, 2 on Sunday. But it got a bit awkward to fit everyone in, and the numbers quickly dwindled. Once folks started to see it as a thing that was falling apart, they lost their center of gravity and, well, just started wobbling. And then the preacher stopped coming, too, but, well, he left his old tapes. Same with the organist. And I found some old acetates in the Bureau archives, photos of people in churches, so I keep it running. You do what you have to, right? Well, right now we have to find some Bureau documents. Oh, you're from the Bureau. I moved all those documents to Unit C315 to make room for the Mass. It's down at the other end of the building, same floor. I need to get the night Mass started, but you can borrow my keys. I'll go. You wait here, Conway. Rest your leg. You're looking kind of pale. Oh, nice lady. Well, I'd better get this running. Brandon presses play on an old tape machine. Sure. I'll figure out about work and need. Why not? There are many days on which we proclaim the value of labor and celebrate the piety of the hard-working through feast or abstinence, recognizing St. Joseph the Worker, who was the foster father to our Lord, and who trained him in carpentry and in the merit of sweat. And this is one such day. Okay. So how do you like working here? It's okay. I don't really know what else I would do. I used to play a lot of card games, in high school. Some of my friends went to college, but most of them just got jobs. Maybe in a few years we'll be hanging out in bars, playing darts or something. You're not allowed to play cards in the bar because it looks like gambling. My leg is killing me. I bet everyone's telling you to go see a doctor. Hey, I get it. Too expensive. My dad cut his arm pretty bad on a job, but he stitched himself back up because we didn't have health insurance. But then his hand, well, it didn't work very well, and he got pretty depressed, and, eventually he just sort of, I guess I don't know what he should have done. Who knows, right? So this is like a hobby for you? Well, if you asked me what my hobbies were, I'd say card games, science fiction, and perspective geometry, but I run the slideshow and I play the tapes and I don't get paid for it. I take it pretty seriously, but nobody's telling me that I should. So is that a hobby? Seems like there ought to be a more serious word for it. Okay, that's it. Next, there are some rituals that you and I aren't allowed to participate in, I don't think. And I don't remember them anyway. Shannon. Hi. I got it. Oh, hey, we were just talking about work and hobbies. What? I found what we came here to get. The file on street name changes. You don't look good. Let's head back to the bureau and get this straightened out, and then maybe we should go see that doctor the clerk recommended. All right. That's fair enough. I'm used to people telling me I don't look very good. Let me see. Do we have a... Yeah, I didn't write down where the doctor was, if she told me. I'm hoping they will tell us. Okay, so nothing else I can get to here, I'm assuming. Let's go ahead and exit. Hello, Shannon. Jesus, are you all right? What the hell? My leg is stuck. Are we back in the mine? Shit, okay, I'm gonna pull you out. We have to get you out of here. There you go. Okay. Are you hurt? Can you put any weight on that leg? It's fine. Just try to stand up. Careful, I'm right here. Damn. Don't worry, I've got you. And that leg is in bad shape. Here, let's get you onto the tram. There you go. Let's see if this thing has power. Hey, old man, look at me. Can you hear me? Brandon, what happened? Shannon, I don't know. He collapsed. I think he blacked out. He was mumbling about the old mine for a minute. The old mine where we met. I think I need to see that doctor. Yes, you do. She hands Brandon the doctor's card. How do we get to this address from here? Brandon, I don't know. It's pretty tricky going back and forth between, here and there. The Bureau's the only way I know of. Some of those folks do it all the time. Commuters. Just go back the way you came. Find the crystal and then turn around. Okay. Hello there. Welcome. So nice to see you all. So the crystal was this way. I'm not sure if it matters in the grand scheme of things. Let's go this way. Crystal, turn around. Pipe organ. The staircase. That sounds interesting. But it seems strange that it's like if I don't know of a place, I can't go to it. I'm sure some of them aren't places, they're just... Oh, what's the word for them? Markers? Mile markers? I'm not sure. It's the tree. It's not burning. Okay, I seem to be desperately lost in the loop of things, but let's hope eventually we come to something. Scarecrow. And the Bureau. Okay. We made it. Something perhaps important to mention. Act 2, Scene 3, before I mention the importance. Back in the Bureau of Reclaimed Spaces. So I was reviewing some of the footage from the first episode, and there's a couple of things that I just blew straight on by, not knowing any better. It wasn't really until we got to Weaver at the Marquez farmhouse that it started to become fairly obvious that there's something supernatural at play, or perhaps a ghostly. And so I was looking back at the footage, and one of the very interesting things that happens immediately at the gas station, you know, he's driving his truck, and he says he has to make a delivery. And when he speaks to Joseph, the old man who is sitting between the gas pumps, Joseph is saying, like, wow, did you hear that crash? That sounded crazy, and it took our power out. You know, whiskey bottles all over the street, that sort of thing. And then later on, the poem to, like, log in, the password to his computer, part of it is seemingly describing a car accident. It says, like, the wheels slide loose, and nobody saw the accident, which would be true because the old man was blind. So nobody saw the accident. And so it's like, I genuinely wonder, I haven't confirmed this for myself in the story, but I genuinely wonder if Conway was in an accident that we did not see at the very beginning of this. And then if later his leg was also wounded, or if his leg is wounded because of the accident, or like how it works exactly. But I think we're in some sort of limbo state after perhaps very badly bashing our head. That is my running theory, but once again we have not been told enough to know. I'm just speculating. Back so soon? We need to get to the interstate, to 65. Lula filed your papers, so you're in our system now. I can process you whenever you're ready to go back. Just let me know. Okay. I'm sure we do have a few more things to see down here, but we don't know how to find them yet, so we're ready to be processed. She hands the receptionist Lula's card. Can you tell us how to get to this address? We're looking for Dr. Truman. Well, of course. This is in a neighborhood just outside of Bowling Green. Get on 65, going southwest. Take a right just past the observatory, just before the river. If you continue north, you'll be there shortly. All right. I'm sure it will write that down for us. Happy to help. Thank you, Mary Ann. You potential literal lifesaver, you. I appreciate it. And now we're out. Back at the Marquez farmhouse, where I'm assuming we can go back through the barn / cave / highway that exists and doesn't. Alright, so we're going southwest on 65, looking for an observatory. We'll go right. Got myself off there. Alright, observatory. And then take the next right, and what did it say after that? Take a right, past the observatory, just before the river, continue north, you'll be there shortly. So, like, straight north? Dr. Truman's house. Question mark? The neighborhood at the address on Lula's card has been demolished. In its place is a large museum, still partially under construction. Huh. That's weird, because I thought we saw a museum elsewhere, too. Like, maybe down here-ish? I thought there was a museum entry? But maybe I was looking weird. Let's see if it'll let us go in here. Ah, yes, seen that. In the chat, Conway might also be in a coma, say, having this experience. Oh, goodness. I'll be right back. So sorry. My stuffy nose attack there. Apparently we're now in the disused set of Dr. Strangelove, or How I Learned to Stop Worrying and Love the Bomb. That's interesting. Blue, what do you think? Should we ask Stanley Kubrick about it? Thomas. Okay, who is Thomas? Oh yeah, he was talking to his dog. Guy was a weirdo. Museum staff. What did he say? Just small talk, like you talk to your buddies or something, like you talk to a dock worker. You know how you talk to a dock worker, just like, damn, this is a lot of rain. I haven't seen rain like this since that storm a couple years back that took out Lysette's herb garden. I just feel bad for that old dog, getting dragged all over by a couple of drunks. An old dog like that should be sleeping on a porch somewhere. But hey, that's loyalty for you. Well, they didn't stay long, anyway. Huh. What an interesting perspective. What is this umbrella icon? I want to click it, but I don't want to prematurely click it. Shannon, what do you have to say about the umbrella icon? I heard the man and the lady talking when they first came in, but they didn't see me. What were you doing up that late? Well, Mom lets me stay up late all the time. She said it's okay. I was just looking for frogs. What were the man and the lady talking about? Don't spread misinformation to children. What were the man and the lady talking about? The man said his leg was hurting him. They were looking for Dr. Truman, but he was already gone. But they didn't know, so they just kept looking around. Oh no, we know. We're aware. Fred, I just assumed they were from the power company. Yeah, they're always coming by unannounced and messing with this or that. I just shut myself up in my room to wait it out. No sense getting involved. They definitely weren't from the power company. Well, I wouldn't complain if they were, really. With that storm going on, I know they have to do their business. It doesn't affect me. I've got my generator, but some of these folks around here, unprepared. Totally unprepared. Yeah, some folks are totally unprepared for this kind of thing, I imagine. Oh, that's lovely. That's what the umbrella icon does. Okay. Where do I use said umbrella? There does appear to be a small gap in the desk, but I don't think it's interactable. So I must not be going in there to live out all my Kubrick fantasies. Disappointed, yes, but maybe next time. Let's check up by the door. Oh, thank you very much for the subscription. It's very kind of you, and welcome aboard. For adventure after adventure, narrated by me. Oh, unsubscribed. I said that's fair. That's fair. Welcome. All right. I'm not sure what I'm looking for exactly. Truck's out there getting real wet. Blue's in here, nice and dry. That's the way it should be. Let's see if there are any other cardinal directions to go. Cannot go down, alright. Aha. The perspective is shifting now as we go to the left. It did say this was a museum of dwellings, didn't it? I guess they must have gone through some papers here. It was in some disarray, and a few folders were pulled out and left on the table. I mean, it wasn't too bad. I only noticed because Diane is such a stickler. She's real organized, I mean. What folders were they looking at? Yeah, mostly stuff about the building site, I guess. They had a list of all the homes we relocated here, a list of original residences before we leveled the neighborhood. I'd guess they were looking for one of the old residents. They pulled out a list of the folks who didn't take the offer, folks who moved elsewhere. But they filed that back, out of order, so I guess they didn't find what they were looking for there. Hey, while I have you here, work's kind of slowed down, and it seems like... I know you folks know what you're doing, but it seems like the residents are just kind of settling in? Yeah, that's the idea. Yeah, I get that. Just how about that roof, huh? Hey, you just write us a check and we'll finish it right up. Yeah, I know you've got this museum thing going on, but you don't want to be slumlords now. Yeah. So a bunch of people were relocated, and their neighborhoods demolished, but for some reason they kept some of the dwellings and also relocated them. I don't know if that came with the people or not. Here's a tent. What did we do in the tent, museum staff? And they were hollering at that empty tent you folks have on display. Ha! Okay. Is that just a pantomime of the hollering we were doing, or... Okay. Hey, if you ever need anyone to stay in there, I've been in worse positions. Oh, I guess I'd better pick this up on the way. Won't leave it all sad and unused in the background. Alright. Yeah, they came by and knocked on the window, and we had a bit of a talk through the glass. I would have come out, but, shady characters. What did you talk about? They were asking about Dr. Truman, and I told them what all I know about that, which is not very much. What do you know about Dr. Truman? Well, I told them he moved in here with the rest of us when you folks bought up the neighborhood, and then one day his house was gone. That's all I know about that, and I don't want to talk about that anymore. I heard them banging around out there, and I just stayed quiet. I don't know what they wanted. I just put my headphones on and tried to ignore them, to tell you the truth. Yeah, that's fair. That's probably what I would have done, Fred. Is that a mannequin? Or a person? It must be a person. I see slight movement. Let's look at this first. Do you know, at first I thought it might be Hudson walking up to visit. I'd heard him working on his boat just a bit earlier, before the storm started. But then I saw the stranger's limping gait and the young woman with him, and I knew it couldn't be. I invited them in for a glass of bourbon, a tall glass of bourbon, which they politely declined, so I just talked to them on the porch for a bit. What did you talk about? Oh, we talked a bit about the neighborhood. I told them about Hudson and his sailboat and the nice young couple in the greenhouse and the charming Dr. Truman who used to live here. They were very interested in him, but, of course, well, I don't know where he went. Do you know, I don't believe either of them had ever set foot on a houseboat before. I don't know that the older man had ever even seen an ocean, in fact. It has always been my fondest dream to retire on a houseboat. That's why I accepted your offer and moved in here. You know, it isn't perfect, but what home ever is? I only wish the house would sway a bit. I find that it settles my nerves. Well, if we have another storm like the last one... In fact, you know, he had his umbrella open indoors. It wasn't leaking that badly. Well, I do have that. Sorry to be confusing. Okay, I can't go up and, speak with her? That's very strange. We must not be on the right plane of existence. Okay, I guess the forklift does not count as a home. There's some sort of elevator? And what about over here? Before we ride an elevator... Oh, there's a man. Hello, man. okay? There we go. Now I can see. Okay. Got myself in a weird camera angle there. So let's check these first. Sure, I talked to them for a bit. Actually, we talked for quite a while. I wasn't busy. I was happy for the company. I can't sleep in a storm like that. I never could. Did you see how they got in? Yeah, they came right in the front door. It wasn't locked. Your security here is it's kind of shitty. Yeah, I wasn't gonna say, but what did you talk about? I told him to put his umbrella away. I get great shelter right here. I had a bottle in my coat, and I could see the old guy looking at it, and his leg was hurt pretty bad, so I offered him some. He got real awkward about it. I bet he's in a program. Anyway, they were asking about Dr. Truman. I remember him. He was here for a bit, and then he left. So that's what I told them. Oh, thank you for being honest with me. Interesting that Conway seemed to, refuse the alcohol / got real awkward about it. Like maybe he couldn't... Maybe they can't actually interact physically, like he couldn't take the bottle? I don't know what he means by that. This looks like a small chicken coop. You know, we ought to get some real chickens in that coop. Do some homesteading. None of these folks know how to live off the land, you know what I mean? Well, it's just a display. It's another kind of a dwelling. Yeah. And no offense against you guys. I appreciate what all you've done for us. Oh, this is nice. We have the chicken coop, the dog house, and the horse enclosure, the stable, all in one. It's a nice set. I think you need to get some real horses in the stable. Did the strangers go in the stable? Well, no, they just poked around a bit, talked about barns. They were pretty boring. That was what was on my mind. They've pegged it. That dog was in nearly as bad shape as the old man, just sort of shrugging along. He found some treats in the doghouse exhibit. That seemed to cheer them up a bit. Yeah! That's really what this game is all about for me. I'm just trying to find treats for Blue. Afterlife be damned, it's treats time. The moment I now recall most clearly from their short visit was the birdcage exhibit. The old man stopped to rest, or maybe to think. The young woman had been anxious up to that point, but she stopped as well and examined the birdcage more closely. It seemed to elicit a tenderness from her. She ran one fingernail along the bars of the wire cage, marking out a tuneless scale like a child's xylophone. Oh, that's a lovely turn of phrase, Sadie. And then they moved on. Now, not quite so lovely a turn of phrase after that, but yeah, it got the job done. There's a young boy on the porch. Or a young girl, my apologies. Not polite to ask, really. I was playing in that empty cabin, and they came by. They asked about Dr. Truman. I know where he went, but I didn't tell them. You know where he went? Where did Dr. Truman go? It's a secret. Ezra told me, and I can't tell anyone else. Who is Ezra? Well, he's my age. He doesn't really live here. He's just passing through with his brother, Julian. First, they're going to help us, but I can't say any more about that. We have a lot of secrets. The lady asked me about my parents, and I told them they were upstairs in the greenhouse. Hey, do you want to hear a weird story? Well, of course I do. The old man asked me about the cabin. He said it looked like another house he knew, and he wanted to know where it came from. I told him nobody lived there, so he went inside, and he took a long time exploring. When he came back out, he told me all about it. What did he find? He went upstairs, and he also looked around the other rooms. I played with the dog. Something's happening. What did he do upstairs? Well, he looked in some boxes. He looked out the window. He could see the museum better than when he was downstairs. 1 second. Okay, so sorry. He could see the museum better than when he was downstairs. He could tell how it was all put together. And the cabin, too. He could see the shape of it better from up there. Now, the part that is weird, he said he went into the basement. That cabin does not have a basement. He said he found a staircase. Oh, I don't know yet. I can choose. He said he found a secret door in the floor. That sounds correct to me. Then he found a rope leading down a long pit, and he climbed down. It was so long, his arms got very tired and he fell in the dark. He hurt his other leg and he couldn't walk at all. So he crawled until he found a river. He was a good swimmer, even without his legs, and so he found his way back to the cabin. So then he came back out of the cabin, and we said goodbye, and I didn't talk to them anymore. I wonder how else that can go. That's a very interesting one, and it's interesting that they say you can see the museum and the shape of the house better from upstairs. Like, what does that mean? Alright, I'm thinking that's every dwelling exhibit. Huh, is there a bird on the rafters? I think there is. I wonder if that's the owl that has been mentioned. And now it's gone. Okay. Maybe I just imagined it. I don't know. So let's head back to the elevator. That being, I believe, the last thing we can explore. But I'm looking in the background there, just in case I'm missing something. There were like a couple of box cars over on the other side with the normal houses, but I'm not sure if they were interactable. Let me check real quick. Kinda seemed like it was just background decoration, but now I'm not so sure. Interesting that Sadie's house is still lighting up. But I'm sure it's just a proximity thing. So yeah, just making sure there's nothing like in here or over here. Cannot go that way. All right. Headed to the elevator. Thank you for humoring me. Blue, I appreciate your time. Conway and his leg are less than enthused with me being thorough. All right. Had to wait for Blue. It's very important. All right. Ah, now Shannon has an umbrella out. That's lovely. Lou, do you want to get in on this? There's that bird again. Alright. We were working in the greenhouse, and I saw them come up in the elevator. They were lost, obviously. 1 second, I'm going to take that audio down just a tick. I'll be right back with you. Hopefully that's not too horribly deafening. Let me know if it's still too much and drowning me out. Okay, they were lost, obviously. It was obvious. Oh, of course. I saw them looking at that odd-shaped building. Sure, the rounded metal one. Yeah, that one. House of the future sort of thing. I've always thought it looked more like a grain bin. Actually, I guess it's sort of romantic. Anyway, they seemed interested in it, tired, huddling under their umbrellas. They still stopped to examine this strange building. Looks like sometimes the bird is carrying something, and sometimes it's not. Not sure what it's doing. Difficult to see or even hear a storm like that, but I was awake and alert, studying the week's forecast. It should even out shortly, I'd say. Did you talk to them? Yes, we had a short conversation. The young woman heard my radio crackling from the cabin and asked about it. The old man was a bit disoriented. What did she want to know about your radio? She thought she recognized the model just from the noise it was making. I didn't even know the model myself. She told me that many old radios from the period had badly designed tuning circuits that caused a kind of resonant feedback in certain spots on the dial. Easy to pick out if you have the ear for it. Smart young woman. I always love to chat with an artisan. Well, then they had to leave, looking for a doctor, I think. The old man was having a bad time. It was a short conversation. Good morning and welcome. And thank you so much for the bits. That is lovely. Brains. I mean bits. Flora was playing down on the lower level, and we'd been having a glass of wine in the greenhouse. We ducked out of the way when he came in. After all, they were complete strangers. We didn't know them. Did you overhear them talking? Well, I heard the young woman ask her friend about his job. He's some kind of furniture collector or dealer, I think. It didn't sound like things were going well. Maybe they were here looking for a buyer? Yes, definitely some kind of furniture collector or dealer. I heard him talking about antiques. George and Danny are so interesting. How they finish each other's sandwiches. I guess we're going in the greenhouse then? Ah, maybe I'm just stuck. There we go. I was in the greenhouse. I thought it was like scripting us inside. There's Ezra, and we can actually talk to him. Because as Flora said, he doesn't live here. Alright. I saw you folks drive up. I like your truck. What kind of truck is that? It's not really answering his question, but yeah, it's closest, sure. We've got a couple of them at the shop, but this is the only one that runs. Oh yeah, with a truck you've got to keep it up. That's why me and Julian don't use a truck. We just carry the houses. So is Julian the bird? I have no idea. Wildly speculating. Who's Julian? Julian's my brother. He's a lot bigger and stronger, and he has more feathers than me, but he's still my brother. Where do you take the houses? Me and Julian take them out to the forest every night, and then we bring them back at dawn before the museum opens. Why do you take them to the forest? Well, this museum is an okay place to live in the daytime, but it's no good at night. Folks can't sleep in a place like this, or when they do, it gives them nightmares. So we take them out to the forest to sleep, and then we bring them back in the morning. And Dr. Truman is in the forest already? Well, yes, ma'am. He's out in the forest. Me and Julian took him out there a few nights ago, and he didn't want to come back. He lives there all the time now. Can you tell us how to get there? Well, you have to follow the Green River way out east, and then hop over Lake Cumberland. The roads don't go there. But me and Julian can take you. We were just about to go anyway. I've just got to call him over. I don't even know how to begin. Something like that? Oh, they got it. They got me. I don't know what I said the first time. They got he? That kind of works. Boy, did they got he. Okay. I am able to aim slightly. He did say out west quite a ways, right? Past the Green River. Let's just keep going this way. Oh, that seems to be some sort of invisible barrier out there, where I cannot cursor any further. Let me check my notes. Follow the Green River. Okay, follow the Green River east, hop over Lake Cumberland. I was going west, sorry. Follow the Green River east. We're looking for Lake Cumberland and a forest on the other side of it, I suppose. A small figure, that's interesting. Must be the guitarist? Yeah. It's followed closely by a smaller shape, a dog. He looks tired. I can only imagine. There's the Elkhorn Mine. Going out past that as well. Never sure which tributary I should be following here, but maybe this is Lake Cumberland. Green River Lake? A shadowy figure drags itself out of the lake, stuffs its limbs into a smart blue suit, and trudges slackly out of view. Horrifying, all right. So we'll keep going east. The dog or the guy? Which one is wearing the gray suit? Oh no, which one is tired? I hope that they're both wearing a gray suit. That would be nice. Okay, we've hit another barrier. I guess we need to try a different tributary. Let's check down this way. I think this one leads off here. It doesn't really connect, but let me check. Swamp? From a distance from the air, it first looks like a swamp. Vines have grown over the street lamps. Flower bushes obscure the streets. A few of the houses have slipped partially into the ground, foundations cracked by underground roots. So it's a swamp and also a suburb? Simultaneously? Lake Cumberland, also. It's many things at once. There's something. The forest. All right, set me down, Julian. Thank you muchly. Act 2, Scene 5. A forest. Not the forest. It could be any old forest. Oh, and it is lovely. And I'm different now? Who am I? I wonder if I'm Ezra. This looks like blue, doesn't it? Still has a straw hat. But where are Conway and Shannon? There's Conway and Shannon. And Julian, of course. Wait a minute, Julian is phasing? Like, the bird is only present in front of a tree, but not otherwise. That's fantastic. All right, Shannon, it's okay. Just take it easy. We've got to get back on the road. We will, but we need to get this leg looked at first. Right now, you're in no condition to haul anything out of a truck, even when we do find Dogwood Drive. Why is this delivery so important to you? It does give it an odd sense of importance to label it his last delivery. And maybe accurate, depending on his existential state. It's my last delivery. Oh, you're retiring or something? Or, sorry. I'm just not as tough as I used to be. Is all. Well, just rest up for a minute. I bet you're still plenty tough. That's very kind of you, Shannon. There's the singer. Lovely stuff. Conway? Shouldn't you be sitting down? I guess we're montaging through the woods. Shouldn't be much farther now. I think I see where the settlement ends over there. These woods go on forever. Well, no forest goes on forever. At some point, there's always a road or something, a parking lot. Don't act so defeated, okay? I'm just thinking about getting back to work. We're almost there. We'll get you patched up and back in that truck. We can handle this. Oh, Blue, would you have something to add? How'd you come to be with these people? What do you like to do? That's such a nice question to ask a dog. Like, hey, what do you like to do? The dog would be like, you know, just hanging out. Chilling in my hat. I'm gonna ask it. Just lay around? Well, Julian, too. He just sleeps all day, that silly bird. Oh, there's a tent, and there's not a tent. There both is and isn't a tent. Schrodinger's trailer park. And I'm not sure if I'm alive or dead yet. Do you have any family you're close with? Brothers? Sisters? Cicadas? No? Ahem. Just Lysette's family, I guess. Oh, yeah? Husband? Bunch of kids? Yeah, her husband Ira and I were friends. Oh, yeah, you mentioned him, your old boss. Fierce-tempered, hard-working, up by his bootstraps kind of guy, right? Sounds pretty intense. I guess I was always closest with Weaver. As close as someone can be with a girl like that. She was always on her own wavelength. But we were the same age growing up, and everyone else was so busy. When she disappeared, I got pretty angry. And I guess I just stayed that way. I never really understood her, but I knew her. It's lonely without someone like that around. Sorry, you're a good listener. Yep, it's because I'm wounded. That's what does it. Wounded people make the best listeners. We've never been here at all. But I can't speak for Blue. Maybe Blue has. I don't know. Have you ever been over to the lake? It's really deep. Me and Julian fly over it all the time. We can see it all through the water. We can see it all through the water. Lovely Banjo Man. Part 4. Shannon, where's Conway? He's inside with Dr. Truman. Are you coming in? Oh, sure, I'll come in. Dr. Truman lets me watch TV sometimes. My folks never watched TV, but I like the way it looks. I like the way it looks, too. I fix TVs, you know? Whoa, cool! A TV scientist? I bet you make a lot of money. So nice. My folks had a really nice house, bigger than any of these houses, but it made them worried all the time. And then the bank took it. The bank took it back, I should clarify. We had to sleep at the bus station, but I couldn't ever get to sleep, so I just went out to fly around every night with Julian. We flew really far, and we never got lost, but when we came back in the morning, they were all gone. Hey, we'll help you look. Yeah, okay, maybe. Maybe we can all go looking again later tonight. Let's go see what's on TV, though. That is quite a blue sprawl. Big fan. Dr. Truman. And yeah, I think during that exit interview is when I really realized how badly they had me. But how else can you pay for medical school? I have college friends with debts that you can't expect to pay that back unless you're planning to sell painkillers on the side or something, you know? Some kind of administrative thing. I don't know. Having seen what arthritis did to my grandmother and my best friend in high school destroy his wrists building synthesizers, I mean, he was like 17. Ailments of the joints and limbs just seem important to me. I hope that answers your question. Getting a scholarship with that pharmaceutical company had a lot of strings attached, but at least I have somewhere to practice, even if I have to follow their market trends a bit. And hey, thanks to all those seminars, I'm an expert on the medical uses of neuropnol, TM. It's not so bad. Neuropnol. Something like that. So, how about that leg? What happened exactly? That's a very good question. I think it was crushed by falling rocks. Ah, crushing injury. Yeah, those can be pretty bad. Everything gets all compressed, and there are a lot of little pieces to... You know what, never mind. Let's take a look. How bad could it be, right? We'll just collect all the little pieces. What are they singing about? Oh, they're singing about hard times. Yeah, everybody has it pretty rough right now. Even if you just want to go home, you'll have problems. Like, it'll be too dark and you'll get scared. Well, that's a little bit sinister, but also very comforting at the same time. Maybe you could just stay lost in the dark and maybe you'll be okay with that eventually. I don't know if I would tell that to a child, because that's a very difficult concept to grapple with, but he's not necessarily a child, so... Yeah, it's hard sometimes, but things have a way of working out. Dr. Truman's going to help your friend. He'll be okay. So tell me more about this friend of yours who built synthesizers. Single, is he? But it's nothing we can't handle. You might have a few things to look out for in the future. Be a bit gentler with the leg or the way you walk, but you'll be okay. I've dealt with similar cases before. So, the anesthetic we'll use is called, Neuropnol, TM. It's pretty experimental, but it's more appropriate in cases like yours. The way it works is, I'll count backwards from 5 to start the process. And then we'll just have a normal conversation as the Neuropnol TM takes effect. And then I'll get started. Okay? Okay? Should I write up a quick will? Leave everything to Blue, or no? Am I gonna live? Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So let's talk about billing for a moment. The pharmaceutical company I'm contracted with was recently acquired by an energy company that has some different standards for billing and revenue, so it's a bit complex now. Sorry, I'm in another place and time, Dr. Truman. What did you say about billing? Where can I get me some of this Neuropnol TM? I'm just now seeing the time. I, have to go. And perfect timing. End of Act 2. Okay. That couldn't have worked out better. I am absolutely fascinated. I cannot wait to dive into Act 3 with you all, which appears to be called Here and There Along the Echo. Perhaps. Though there's only 4 titles. Maybe the 5th one will like it's scratched out. I see it now. Okay, so yes, 3 should be Here and There Along the Echo. I cannot wait. I am super excited. Thank you for coming along with me and Shannon and Blue and Ezra and Julian. I will see you guys again, hopefully tomorrow morning. Bye for now. Love, love, love.